Well, this is the news that we are tracking. According to Pakistani media, Pakistan Air Force jets flew over Siachen. Jet fighters of Pakistan Air Force made flights near Siachen Glacier today morning, according to Pak media. Indian Air Force sources suggesting otherwise, saying that they're fully aware of the operational exercise of the Pakistan Air Force. However, they haven't made any flights over Siachen, which is the Indian territory. All of its Pakistan's forward operating bases have been made fully operational because you had Pak Air Chief, who visited forward air base in Skardu. Pak Air Chief of Air Staff Sohail Aman paid a visit to the forward air base in Skardu, and he was accompanied by top leadership of Pakistan Air Force. According to the Pakistan media, Sohail Aman himself flew a Mirage jet at the spot as well. So we have movement of Pakistan at forward bases, which is suggesting that Pakistan is playing war games again, or at least the mind games that seems to be coming from direct orders from Rawalpindi. My colleague Hamza is joining us at the moment. Hamza, it's interesting. Yesterday you had Pakistan living in a denial mode after the Indian Army presented proof of how Pakistan forward bases have been targeted in Nowshera because they've been aiding and abetting infiltrators across the border. And after denial comes this exercise at the forward post by the Pak Air Chief, a fresh dare at Siachen.
Well, yes, in fact, not only Pakistan denied the visuals played by India claiming to have destroyed Pakistani post. Pakistan, in fact, went on to release a video that they claimed was targeting Indian checkpost that was destroyed on the 13th of May. By the Pakistan Armed Forces. Now that is one. Secondly, what has happened today at the Siachen forward bases of Pakistan, where the Air Chief was present, he actually took part in the fighters jet squadron exercise. On not only that, he also flew one of the PAF Mirage planes himself. Pakistan has maintained and reacted, saying that this has come as a response to a letter that was sent by the Indian Air Chief to the Indian Air Force officers, calling them to be prepared for operations which would be given to them on a very short notice. That is why Pakistan has now also activated their forward bases, and as they say, not an individual attempt, but also in reaction to what Indian side is doing on their side of the border.
But Hamza, first take me through what's been reported in the Pakistan media, because it makes the world of a difference. So what Pakistan media has said is that according to sources, Pakistan Air Force has made all the forward operating bases operational and made flights near Siachen Glacier. What's the location?
Yes, Pakistani media is saying that, but at the same time, it is also said that the Army Air Chief Marshal has also said that this is in reaction to what India is doing on their side, and he's referring to that letter on May 20th, as they say. The Indian Air Chief wrote a letter to each Indian Air Force officers asking them to be prepared for operations with the present scenario at a very short notice. So that is why Pakistan Army and the armed forces are saying that in reaction to that, amid Indian threats of more operations on the line of control and on the borders with Pakistan, Air Forces also has activated its forward bases, made them operational, and also that.
Well, the truth is, Hamza, absolutely. Well, the truth may be playing out from the Pakistani Army is that it's a response to the internal letter written by the Indian Air Chief. The letter was written 4 days back. So whom is Pakistan Army trying to fool, because it's coming just a day after the retaliation from the Indian Army has been confirmed, which Pakistan has gone on record denying. Let me go across to India Today's Shiv Arur, who's also joining us. Now, Shiv, take us through what this means. What Pakistan Air Force seems to be feeding its media is that they flew near Siachen Glacier. What sources have told India today is that Pakistan Air Force is just telling lies once again. It's for domestic consumption of their own audience, because Siachen remains with the Indian territory and the Indian forces, and there hasn't been any movement there.
Yeah, just to be clear about a couple of things, a lot of power projection happens from Pakistan side, to try and make it look like you rightly said, to, feed the domestic audience and sort of assuage the angers after the video that the Indian Army put out yesterday, Devina. Now, first of all, the Siachen and the northern glaciers, the Saltoro Ridge area, the Indian Army commands fully advantaged positions. Pakistan has no way of getting anywhere close to the Indian positions there. This is not a nationalistic statement. This is a statement of fact that they have no way of getting to those positions, and that's the reason why India has held them completely since 1984. Point number two, Pakistan has operationalized some of the bases, its forward operating bases in the Skardu northern areas region. The Air Chief of the Pakistan Air Force, Air Chief Marshal Sohail Aman, in fact paid a visit to the forward air base in Skardu earlier today. The top leadership has been with him as well. And there have been local media reports in Pakistan that a couple of Mirage fighters of the Pakistan Air Force conducted some low-level sorties near the northern glacier, near Siachen. Now, there's no way to confirm this yet. There's nothing official coming in from the Indian Air Force. But even, I'm saying, even if these fighters have actually flown in that area, the Indian Air Force is not going to see it as a very big deal, because airspace violations by Pakistan have taken place time and again in that sector, in the Kargil sector as well. China has conducted many, airspace violations in that area as well. So if this is a mission simply to satisfy the local audiences and local sentiment in Pakistan, that's pretty much all it is, because you can imagine what sentiment is like in Pakistan right now. What I can tell you is, as far as air power is concerned, the Indian Air Force has adequate squadrons, adequate strength to respond to any kind of air intrusion or air threat, and it really should be seen as far as that is concerned.
Absolutely. India prepared to meet any dare from Pakistan. But Shiv, at the same time, when we see that Pakistan Air Chief is visiting the forward base in Skardu, coming right a day after their denial of what the Indian Army has claimed, that they have hit the Pakistan Army posts in Nowshera sector, which have been aiding and abetting infiltrators. There is no denying that they are completely cornered. Two, the fact that they know they've been caught in their own game. And three, they need to be at least projecting an image of taking some hard steps. But four, they're failing to do so as well, because this just seems a desperate Pakistan trying to project itself with an arm-twisting strategic advantage at forward post with their air chief visiting Skardu, which they don't have.
Yes, I mean, largely correct. That's, public sentiment plays a very big role in, how the Pakistan military conducts itself. And that's one of the reasons why it, takes these knee-jerk reactions to try and make itself look powerful. It's very worried about its image. Even though they clamp down on the media very hard in Pakistan, they're extremely paranoid and worried, about what public impressions of the Pakistan military are. And that's perhaps why this is happening. Having said that, the operationalization of the forward bases in Skardu is something that has been on the cards for a while now. So I imagine that this may have been, a scheduled forward exercise by the Pakistan Air Force. But seen in the light of what happened yesterday, absolutely, it's hard to resist, interpreting this as Pakistan feeling cornered and trying to shore up its image as far as the local audiences are concerned. But like I said, tactically speaking, on the ground, militarily, the Indian military is in a position of, it holds dominating positions in Siachen. Air power has not been applied in that area ever, except for helicopters, which are used to supply the posts both on the Pakistan side as well as the Indian side. But apart from that, the application of offensive air power in terms of fighter aircraft, which have not really been seen in that area since the Kargil war, is something that the Indian Air Force will definitely take very, very serious note of. But they've got air bases where they can easily deploy fighters to counter any such offensive threat or show of hostility at extremely short notice. So it shouldn't be a cause of major worry for India.
Okay, but it is the Pakistan in panic mode that is in full display out here. Pakistan pressing the panic button after they know that India has given a tough message. India not resorting to a sit-back approach. This time we're giving it back and giving it how. Here's Sushant Sareen, who's spoken to India today on Pakistan's latest tactic.
I would suspect that it is more out of ignorance than anything else, because the Pakistanis keep talking about the Siachen Glacier, and as Gaurav very rightly said, the Pakistanis are not present on the Siachen Glacier, but their troops, which are below the Saltoro Ridge, they continue to claim that that is the Siachen Glacier, which it isn't. So probably it is, they're using the Siachen Glacier as a kind of a misnomer. Of course, if indeed there has been this kind of a exercise where they have overflown that area and the Indians know about it, then it is a clear breach of Indian security, number one. Number two, as Gaurav very rightly said, it's an invitation to war. So if indeed they have done something like that, then of course it is a very serious escalation. But I think I would go along with what the Indian Defence Forces have to say about it, because I don't see how they can allow this kind of a breach of security to go unanswered. So I would suspect that the Pakistanis, given the fact that they're quite ignorant about their own security and the lies which is told to them by the Pakistan armed forces, and they keep parroting those lies. So probably this is one of those incidents.